So you want to go to a real party?
Well, I wasn't about to wait all day for you, Sonny.
So I'm going to tell you a story that's loosely based on reality. I'm still going to talk about the event, but really only talk about the fictional people in the story. Here's Titanic.
Better be good.
So we meet this old broad, Rose Calvert, as she's watching the news covering the excavation site of this famous ship that sunk. Then she calls her caretaker granddaughter over because the news is showing a drawing of a naked chick, and she tells her that it's her.
Wasn't I a dish?
And she's like, sure, Grandma, it's time for your meds.
How long are we supposed to believe that piece of paper survived in the water?
Well, it's like really good paper. Plus it was in a safe. A safe that when the sea scavengers found it, they celebrated before even opening it. Brock Lovett, the lead treasure hunter, makes sure to have artifact experts with him,
Making sure that these relics are preserved and cataloged properly.
so Rose calls Brock to tell him that she's the hot chick, and he invites her on the ship.
Because she used to be hot?
No, because they want to find this blue heart-shaped diamond necklace, and they're really excited because she's wearing it in the drawing.
It's payday, boys.
Once on board, she and her granddaughter, who came because somebody's got to wipe her ass, they show her all the crap recovered from her room.
Doesn't exactly travel light, does she?
Then they explain how the ship sank to somebody who lived through it. But Lovett eventually asks her about her experience, so she tells him in excruciating detail. She explains that she was a spoiled rich girl who's actually poor because her dad lost all their money. So her mom found this rich guy Cal to marry her.
Well, the boy's a hero then. At least they were cheap.
They're going back with him to Pittsburgh to meet his family, and she thinks that being guilted into marrying some hot rich guy is the same as being kidnapped, chained, and beaten.
Wow. I hope she's gotten better since then.
No, this is how she's telling the story as an old lady.
To me, it was a slave ship taking me back to America in chains.
Bitch.
But he is a controlling douchebag, so at dinner one night, she runs down to the third-class deck to jump off the bow. But this dude, Jack Dawson, talks to her and is like, if you were serious, you'd already be dead.
You're just a little chicken. Cheep, 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 cheep.
Then he says that he'd jump in after her, which would suck because who wants to die freezing in cold water? He's been in freezing water before, and it's definitely not something he'd like to do again.
He seems to be quite practical.
So she's like, okay, if it's a crappy way to die, I'll figure something else out. But as he's bringing her back over, she falls. He catches her, barely, and gets her back over. But when she screamed, it brought a bunch of employees over who think that the only way this rich bitch would be under some hot poor guy is if he was trying to rape her.
You just like have angels fly out of your arse is getting next to the likes of her.
So they call her fiance, and he gets arrested.
Well, he was on top of an unconscious chick. That couldn't look good.
Oh no, she's completely awake, and waits until they're about to haul him away before she comes to his defense.
So none of the scavengers call her out for almost getting some poor guy who saved her arrested?
No, they all seem to think this is completely reasonable, even her granddaughter.
It lets us know where we rank in the scheme of things.
She claims that she slipped, and he caught her, which no one is buying because he had taken his boots off when he was trying to convince her not to jump. But when he backs her up, they convince Cal to reward him, and he's like, $20 good enough?
Well, $5 should do it, I think.
But Rose is insulted by what she thinks she's worth, so he doesn't offer him any money now, and instead invites him to dinner the next night.
Cheap piece of shit.
Later, Cal goes to Rose's cabin and says that he knows she's depressed for some stupid reason and gives her a big-ass diamond necklace to make her feel better.
Today would be worth more than the Hope Diamond.
I don't see what all the fuss is about.
He says he'll give her anything she wants, as long as she puts out when he wants it. And she doesn't take the opportunity to say, I just want to pick what I'm having for dinner, you asshole. Stop making decisions for me, and maybe I wouldn't think death it was better than hanging out with you.
Suicide is never the answer, little trooper.
The next day, she invited Jack up to the first class deck to thank him for keeping his mouth shut. And this is where she finds out about his past. See, Jack and his friend Fabrizio won their tickets with only 5 minutes left to get on the ship, and they had to run to get there, even though the third class passengers were supposed to be inspected, but they just lied to get on board.
All life is a game of luck.
So he asks her why she wanted to off herself, and she's like, nobody pays attention to me.
You know, there are better ways of getting attention.
So he asks if she loves Cal, and she freaks the fuck out and tells him to go back to the poor people section. But when he calls her out for being rude, she steals his portfolio. And since she likes art, she's really impressed.
They're fascinating.
She also thinks he banged this hooker he drew, but he's like, no, it was just hand jobs. He was grossed out that she only had one leg, which is also why he only drew her from the top up. But this makes Rose jealous how he can travel wherever and whenever doing whatever he wants, including getting handies from one-legged prostitutes.
You could almost pass for a gentleman.
Couldn't she do that too?
Well, yeah, she's a prostitute. Oh, you mean travel? Yeah, she could do that, but she'd have to give up the money. Otherwise, she has to travel when Cal wants to.
How typical.
Anyway, he decides to teach her how to spit, and that's when her mom comes by with a few other rich ladies.
You know I don't like that, Rose.
She takes Rose away, and one of the other ladies offers to give him something to wear, so Cal's plan of humiliating him for saving Rose is ruined.
Oh, goddamn, hell.
That night, as Jack waits for Rose, Cal and her mom come down and don't recognize him because he's like man pretty now.
What a hunk.
But this gives them the opportunity to see Rose pose at the top of the stairs for him. Then Cal goes off with her mom and lets Rose hang out with Jack. And for someone who wanted to kill herself to get away from the rich, boring people scene, she seems really into the gossip, and even gets off telling Jack everyone's dirty secrets.
Now who's being rude?
So Jack's passing as rich, till dear old mom starts asking him about being poor.
He is trash, not for you.
When he goes to leave, he passes her a note to meet him. Then they go to the third class deck to dance with the poors. And she's like, damn, why can't I be poor? This is fun.
She can be.
I mean, technically she already is. But I mean, come on. Who's gonna turn down that money?
When you got nothing to lose.
But Cal's valet, Lovejoy, saw him. So the next day at breakfast, Cal calls her out. And she's like, I can do what I want.
She's a pistol, Cal.
So he throws a baby fit and fucks off. Then her mom yells at her for not wanting to marry for money. And how dare she just not agree so she doesn't have to get a job.
Do you want to see me working as a seamstress?
You would be wise to do as Mother says.
She also tells her to never see Jack again. And she's like, okay. So when Jack sneaks up to see her, she tells him to fuck off. But he's like, you're gonna lose the will to live again if you don't bang me. And she's like, yeah, you're probably right.
So they bang.
No. Instead, he has the woman who almost flung herself off the back of a moving ship climb up on the railing again.
What?
Well, this time she has her arms out and not holding on for safety, so it's different.
Hey, I'm a bird.
Plus he did it with Fabrizio earlier, and that was kind of fun. Then after, she takes him back to her cabin and has him draw her naked, which he did not do with Fabrizio, that we know of.
Jack, I want you to draw me like one of your French girls.
Of course.
But she wants to be wearing nothing but the necklace her fiancé gave her to celebrate their engagement. So even though he was just bragging about how much he loved Paris because a lot of girls would take off their clothes for him, when she gets naked, Jack acts like he's never seen nipples before.
I appreciate what you're showing me right now.
We then go back to old lady Rose telling this group of sea scavengers how turned on she was. And they're like, did you guys bang?
Well, did they?
No. Instead, she gave the poor guy 10 cents and then had him put the most expensive diamond in the world back in the safe next to a giant stack of money.
She stopped Cal from giving him $20 and then she only gives him 10 cents?
Yes.
Bitch.
Well, during all this, Lovejoy has all the employees looking for her, but not a single one of them thought to check in her room.
It doesn't make any sense.
He tells Cal, who's like, where could she hide on the biggest ship in the world? It's not like she could have flung herself overboard, or at least she wouldn't now that she has something to live for. But Lovejoy finally does check the cabin, and she and Jack sneak out her mom's adjoining room and make a run for it.
Damn it!
They go through the engine room and eventually make it to the storage compartment, where they break into somebody's car and then they bang.
Who says you get top, huh?
Teach me to ride like a man.
What, they didn't teach you that in finishing school?
No. One leg on each side?
Yeah.
I can't do this.
Okay, it's enough practice. Come on, Rose. Just hit it really hard and really fast.
I'm getting off with you.
Oh, come on.
No! Wait, Jack!
Come on.
Now, I'm the king of the world!
Now, either the employees are kind of slow, or Jack is really fast, because they're gone before they come.
He must have been nervous.
Rose says she wants to run away with him, so they start making out. But then, something ruins their kissy time. The ship hits something, and now it's taking on water.
Oops, somebody left the water running.
Meanwhile, Cal opened the safe to find the drawing, along with a note that Rose left him. So he accuses Jack of stealing, and when they get back to her room, they search Jack and find the necklace. See, Lovejoy pulled a sneaky and put it in Jack's coat, which he stole earlier to sneak in and see her. So they arrest Jack when all the employees should be worried about the water currently flooding the hull.
Goddamned English doing everything by the book.
Cal's interrupted assaulting Rose just to be told to go above deck, and he can beat her there. But the Master of Arms is busy locking Jack up, while the other employees are trying to stop passengers from panicking.
Nice and cheery, so there's no panic.
Rose finds out that this is serious, and she knows that there aren't enough lifeboats for everybody, thanks to a very convenient conversation she had earlier. So she yells at her mom, who's complaining that she might possibly have to share a lifeboat with a poor.
That woman is a devil.
Rose is about to get on a boat, but Cal brags about how Jack's gonna die, so she leaves to go find him. And when he tries to stop her, she spits in his face. So it's a good thing she learned how to do that earlier.
Pitiful.
When she gets to Jack, the water's above her knees, but they can't find the keys to the cuffs. So she goes to find help, but there isn't anybody around. An employee eventually hears her and tries to drag her to the decks, so she punches him in the face and he's like, fuck you can die, bitch.
You'd think she'd punch Cal and not the guy trying to save her.
That would have made sense.
The hell with you?
But she finds an axe and goes back. The water's now waist high and she needs to hit the handcuffs without amputating his hand. And she does, like perfectly. Even after living a pampered life where she's never had to do anything like that before.
Yeah, right.
Oh, and she did it without even looking.
You're so stupid. Why'd you do that, huh? You're so stupid, Rose.
But he's free now, and they can run back upstairs where they have to break through a door, and an employee does not like this.
I'm through being polite, goddammit!
Meanwhile, Cal's trying to get on a boat, and Lovejoy finds out that one employee's letting men on the boats. So Cal goes back to his room to get in the safe to bribe him, and Lovejoy's just gonna threaten him.
Cal wouldn't pay to get him on too?
See, thinking that way is not how you stay rich.
Asshole.
So Cal's about to get on a boat, but Lovejoy tells him that Rose is with Jack on the other side, where the boats are being swarmed. And this side doesn't even have enough people to fill the boats.
Anyone else? Now, do you people want to live or do you want to die?
But Rose won't get on without Jack, so Cal gets there, gives her his coat, and tells her to get on a boat. He then tells Rose about his bribe, and that he'll get Jack on too. Jack goes along with this, so she'll be safe, but then she realizes that it's total bullshit and jumps back on the lower deck. Jack runs down to her, and Cal's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" So he steals Lovejoy's gun and chases him like, "I have got to kill this guy before he dies."
What made you think that you could put your hands on my fiancée?
And then he chases him down to the waist-deep water until he runs out of bullets when he could just be safe in a lifeboat right now.
This is ridiculous.
Rose and Jack find a kid too stupid to move and grab him and try to get him to safety. But his dad comes back and yells at the guy trying to save his son, takes him, and runs the wrong way, and they die.
Well, you deserved it.
Jack and Rose make it to a stairwell, but the gate's locked. But luckily, an employee with a key just happens to come by. He's gonna leave him instead of just giving him the keys, but them screaming, "Help us!" makes him pause for way longer than it would have taken him to just give him the keys.
Patience is a virtue.
Not right now, it isn't.
Then he tries all the keys again instead of just giving them to them, but he drops them. So he just fucks off and they have to find the right keys themselves. They do and make it to the deck, just to see the bribed officer telling Cal to go fuck himself, because what's he gonna do with money when he's dead? Then the officer kills a panicking passenger, then shoots himself in the head, and he dies.
Pretty cool, huh?
Since the bribe clearly didn't work, Cal grabs a crying child and uses it to get on the boat. And this is right in front of the guys who just saw the dude throw money at him, and they don't question it.
You miss nothing, do you?
Jack and Rose go to the highest possible point, which just happens to be where she tried to kill herself. And somehow they get there, even with everyone else who's trying to do the same. When the ship breaks, the stern falls back in the water, but then raises right back up and starts to fall straight down. They hold on until it goes down and make it to the surface, but only Rose is wearing a life jacket, even though they were everywhere and they could have grabbed one for Jack.
This is bad.
It's every man for himself in the water, and one guy even tries to use Rose as his personal flotation device until Jack knocks him the fuck out. But while over 1,000 people fight for their lives in sub-zero water, the people on the boats just sit back and watch the show.
Shark! The shark!
Now there's something you don't see every day.
They swim until they find this giant door. Rose gets on, but when Jack tries, it starts to flip, so he has to stay in the freezing cold water.
Oh shit, this is cold.
It hits you like 1,000 knives stabbing you all over your body.
They don't try again?
Shut up. They can't risk precious Rose's safety by trying to save a poor. It's easier for him to just die.
I'm a good swimmer.
Rose is like, "We're gonna die!" But Jack's like, "Not you. I'm gonna fucking freeze." If only there was a way to make body heat.
Why are you being so selfish?
One of the officers consolidated the people on the boats and went out to look for survivors, but only finds a bunch of bodies. He's screaming trying to get people's attention, but Rose doesn't even hear him until he's like right there, even though there's no other sounds. She tries to wake Jack up, but he froze to death, and he died.
You're distracting me. Go away.
So she tosses his body into the ocean and just sits there for a minute while the lifeboat rows away.
We need to abort.
But she finally decides to get their attention, but now they can't hear her. She then remembers that there was an officer that blew a whistle, so she swims over to his lifeless corpse and blows the whistle.
Hey, Sarah.
So that boat came back just to save Rose?
Pretty much. I mean, they found 5 more people, but we don't really give a shit about them.
We're the luckiest sons of bitches in the world, you know that?
But what really sucks is if she would have just stayed on that second boat, then Jack would have lived.
You don't want to stay out here with the women, do you?
It was his idea to go to the back of the ship, and he's the one who found the door. Without Rose being there, it would have been all his, even though he totally could have fit on that thing.
We're gonna have to get a little bit closer.
Another ship picks up the survivors and lists her name as Rose Dawson, basically to make sure that her mom and Cal don't know she lived.
Poor little rich girl.
So now she's finished with her story,
Enough of that bullshit.
and the scavengers are like, would it be insensitive to ask about the diamond now? But Lovett's like, I don't even care about that stupid rock. That story was the real treasure.
You're so full of shit, boss.
And that night, Rose goes out alone on the deck and takes the necklace out of her robe. See, Cal had the diamond on him, but it was in the coat that he gave Rose. So she's carried this with her the whole time and never once thought to use it to set up her new life.
What did she do for money?
Prostitute.
Poor. You understand? Poor.
She was working as an actress!
But now that she's lived a long, happy life without having to sell it, she takes that priceless work of art and drops it in the ocean.
Are you freaking kidding me? She had that thing all these years, and instead of giving it to her granddaughter who probably been wiping her ass for years, she just tosses it?
She takes care of me.
We met just a few minutes ago.
Hell, she could have even given it to the sea scavengers. They were nice enough to listen to her long-ass story about banging a poor guy without interrupting, saying, what the fuck happened to the diamond? That would be better than that shit.
And that makes you my new best friend.
So in over 100 years, she never learned how not to be a spoiled, selfish bitch?
Nope. Spoiled, selfish bitch until the bitter end. She even dies on the boat. So now they even have to deal with that shit.
Told you you wanted to take the call.
And when she gets to the afterlife, she gets to live on the boat forever with all the people that were on it, including her one-night stand. Because, you know, fuck that guy she married and had kids with. He can spend eternity alone.
I'd rather be his whore than your wife.
All right, you have my attention.
I've been asked to give you this small token of our appreciation.
There's your first clue, Sherlock!
You think you can manage?
Somebody's life's about to change.
There's plenty of room for more.
I intend to write a strongly worded letter.
Will you share it with us?
We don't have much time. Now, you moron!
Always the same narrow people, the same mindless chatter.